10 days, and I'm still not fucking over it. Oh, my God. The Eagles are Super Bowl champions. You are. I am. Let's keep enjoying this fucking thing, huh? You've got the NFL media shoving down the offseason to get to it and get to it. They're sick of talking about it. So they don't want to even recognize the fact that we just destroyed greatness twice as an organization. We said bye to Tom, bye to Patrick. One thing solidified the 2022 season for me, and I'm sure it did for you too. We would have kicked the shit out of Patrick Mahomes the first time if the sod father was not disrupting our business. I feel like there might have been a chance to go get two, but man, without that loss, I don't think we get this type of dominant performance either. I have so many things I want to get into, but this is the only thing I've been thinking since the Super Bowl ended. Between the two Super Bowls, which one do you like better? And I've thought about that question probably since the Super Bowl stopped. And I've been thinking about that for the last couple of days. Again. And I am doing something a little bit different than I've ever done before. This is a lot different from the first Super Bowl win because it was just documenting and like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. Tears of joy. We're hugging everybody. And this was the same too. It's just so completely different and yet so connected at the same time that I can't say this was better. I enjoyed this one more. But this one in particular with Jalen, the way they did it, the way that they made the Super Bowl fucking unwatchable by the time you got 9 minutes into the fourth quarter is something that it might not feel like it now because, like I said, those guys want to just move on and get some new stories. But this right here, just like everybody's been mentioning, this is the 85 fucking Bears. This is. There is no way that you can get past this defense. There's no way. And it's going to look like that for probably the next 2 or 3 years and hopefully forever. Forever. I mean, this team is going to kill you. This team is going to constantly keep coming back. There isn't a Chris Long 1-year deal signing on the way. There isn't a Carson Wentz, Nick Foles fight, which is hilarious because he was on the sidelines for this one too. There is no major, what do we do with the core of this team? How do we get Darren Sproles to like Carson Wentz again? How do we make Malcolm Jenkins less of a vocal leader so our boy can flourish? Do you remember all that shit that we went through after that Super Bowl? And now all we have to do is keep defending Jalen Hurts if you want to, even though I'm going to do probably less and less of that moving forward. But that's all it's going to be is like, it's not a fluke. This is not a fluke. Do you remember all that? It's like, there is no way any other team could have won that like that. There's no way. And they're probably right. They're probably right. And that's what has tripped everybody up since the Super Bowl ended. They can't understand why suddenly the Eagles, who they were criticizing and downplaying for probably 2.5 months straight, if not the entire season, can be this dominant, and then everyone flips their roles over to, this might be one of the greatest teams of all time. Yeah, no shit. Where have you been? The running back of this team broke a record almost in the regular season and then decided to do it in the postseason, something he's never done before. There are so many individual stories. Our boy, Cooper DeJean, broke history. A pick six. Never been done in the Super Bowl before. Jalen Hurts losing a Super Bowl, coming back to win one, happened 4 times. He's the fucking 4th. I don't give a shit if you are on the sidelines or on Twitter or a thumb up your ass and you're still trying to tell me about all these more talented quarterbacks or whatever the fuck, and then say, oh, Jalen's got it too easy. Fuck you. Where have you been the last 5 years? Where have you been the last 5 years? Jalen just shows up to work, and then automatically they have the best offense in the NFL, the best defense in the NFL? Fuck you. That's what I hate about all of the discourse afterwards. Jalen Hurts has been sitting here grinding his ass off, progressing, not listening to a fucking word anybody's saying, and just keep getting better. And he does with 4 fucking different offensive coordinators. 4 of them. Do you know how many excuses we would have used if Jalen Hurts played bad or if any quarterback plays bad in those situations? And I brought up Carson and Nick. Fucking Hurts walked right into that fire. You should have known then. Everyone tries to look at Jalen Hurts and just look at him as an athletic running back who can kind of throw a football. And that has been the discourse for 5 years. No matter how well he's improved, come back down, done better at this, worse at that. It is always a linear discussion on progress, which is fucking stupid. And one of the reasons why many people are not enjoying Jalen Hurts' development, including most of those assholes at The Ringer, ESPN, and everyone else. If this guy had a different name and it wasn't Philadelphia, if this was happening in Dallas, which, by the way, could have happened, and I hope Dallas enjoys CeeDee Lamb because he's a hell of a player, but you're stuck. You're stuck. And none of those guys would look at this guy, a second-round pick, who everyone told to fuck off and go away, and is now creating NFL history. And because it's not in the fucking stats, no one can think critically about what he's actually doing on the field. He can't read defenses. He manipulated the best defense, not called the Eagles, in the biggest game of the world, and won, and wasn't wrong about any decision that he threw, ran with, or just said, I've got to go win the game. And when he did, everybody's now saying he's a big-time quarterback. What the fuck? Fuck you. Fuck you, big-time quarterback. This is what Jalen Hurts does in and out every fucking day, every fucking season, and it might not look perfect every time, but it gets better every time. His decisions on when to run, immaculate. Immaculate. He learned from all of this. This should be celebrated. Everybody should be sucking his dick like they're watching LeBron James play 72 donkeys at once. This is just, I hate the fact when people get called out and they have to have these, well, we got to hand it to the Eagles. Yeah, no shit. How about an apology? A tar and feathering. Something dramatic to go, man, I was really fucking wrong about these guys. And I'm really enjoying the entire year of football, how they played it. Kay Adams might be the only one since October, that was like, you know what, actually the Eagles have something going on here and they should just keep doing their thing. That's it. We can't identify why the Eagles don't throw the ball as much. Looks at 26 the entire year. That's just like every criticism that you could have had during the season got answered in the playoffs. Even if you were to the limit and you weren't like me and be like, this team's winning the fucking Super Bowl the moment after the Ravens game, then Bo Jackson is on the field. We got Bo Jackson. I said Barry Sanders. I was fucking wrong. I want you to go look at Bo Jackson run with the football and then watch Saquon Barkley run with the football. If this was the 90s, he'd be on every fucking poster possible. One of the greatest teams of all time. And it wouldn't have happened unless Jalen Hurts is drafted in the second round in 2020, because everything else falls in place with him, dickheads. That's what you do. You build around the quarterback. And not only that, he went to the Super Bowl without a contract. And then he went back with a contract. And you know what I'm going to tell you now? Howie Roseman should give him a fucking raise before the season starts, because the cap is going to go up astronomically. You want to know why? There's this company that's been around for a long time that's been really bad at their job. They're called Nielsen, and you know them, the Nielsen ratings, the TV ratings, the radio ratings. They've all been bullshit for a very long time. For whatever reason, Nielsen never, ever, ever counted streaming, illegal streams. How many people are actually watching? And that, with the news this week, has finally changed, meaning those TV deals in the future are going to have a lot more viewers attached to them. And because the NFL is the only thing, apparently, that America will sit and watch for 3.5 hours or 8 hours at a time on Sunday, that means a lot of money is going to be coming in with those new TV contracts. It also means those illegal streams are going to take a huge hit too. But with all that said, you can pay Jalen now. You can pay all the defensive guys that you want. You can pay all of the draft picks from this year. You can pay Q and Cooper. All of them are going to be able to be paid and under this team for a very long time. And I don't think people truly appreciate that. They have said that out loud, that this young core can be potentially a dynasty, has the potential to be doing this for 10 years straight. They haven't missed the playoffs. You realize that? I can't imagine what's going to happen once this team feels even closer together. There is no T.O. coming. There is no quarterback controversy coming. If anything, the Eagles are only going to get richer this offseason. I fucking love that sentence. The rich get richer. And be prepared for that. 90 billion tweets about the rich get richer. Myles Garrett is coming here. Myles Garrett is coming here. Do you realize from that? I'll answer the question for you. Jalen Carter got doubled the entire game. How did Josh Sweat do? Anybody want to tell me? Okay, great. Do you think when I point that out to Myles Garrett and he watches that film, even though I know he was there live to see it, do you think he'll want to come here now? Pretty sure. This team is only going to get better around its core. You're going to have those one-year mercenaries that we had from 18, 19, 20 actually kind of pan out because the core is so strong. The core was never close to being this strong post-Super Bowl 2018. We were so drunk, so high, so enjoying the first victory ever that it didn't matter. You and I celebrated to the summer. And that's not going to happen this time. I feel like you and I are feeling the same thing, that Jalen Hurts celebrated, and he loved seeing his reflection in the trophy and the cigars on Broad Street. But the job's not fucking finished. He is 26 going on 27, so is basically this entire football team. If you're telling me that if I had to guess on what Jalen Hurts is thinking about his long-term goals, I'm thinking 3 rings. 3 of them. And not consecutively. And if they do it, fuck me, man. Greatest team of all time. One of the greatest teams of all time is about to be brewing here. And I want to see it, but man, this form of dominance deserves its own fucking month. I think the entire March, I'm going to rewatch every single game from the season because there's so much other shit that we didn't pick up on. While we were bitching and yelling about Nick or Jalen for the first couple of weeks of the season, there was still really good football being played, and mostly from Saquon's hands and arms and why they went to it. The difference of this season being amazing and not coming down to a Saints game and a 3rd and 16 Dallas Goedert drag route? Fuck. Or a Dallas Goedert fist to the face as he's running down in the first wildcard game against the Packers. Jesus Christ, man. There are so many special moments. Seeing Nolan Smith prosper. Seeing Jordan Davis not be so fucking fat anymore, Baldy. All of these things. No, it's just... we have too many goddamn superstars on this team. And if you're not tipping the Howie Roseman, if you're not tipping the Jalen Hurts, and fuck you, man. Part 2 of the Fuck You Tour is about to roll on. So that's all. Enjoy this. Enjoy this. Talk as much shit as you want to on Twitter, on Instagram, and I still got one more fuck you video that I'm putting together because the parade footage was so beautiful. So beautiful. Fuck, man. We talk about adversity all the time, and we love it. We love people that go through it. We love people that show us that they can work through a bunch of different obstacles, but fuck me if we're supporting them while they're going through it. God damn, man. That's why I just don't understand. If you're that type of person that's going to kill somebody on your opinion and say, this guy doesn't have it, this guy doesn't have it, this guy doesn't have it, and then he literally pantses you, and you still want to do that shit, man, I feel sorry for you. I do. It's better to admit when you're wrong. It's just better. And sometimes you do it too early. We tried to bully everybody into Carson Wentz being the guy, and man, we look like fools on that. So I get the hesitation, but it's not the same situation. It never was. This is Jalen Hurts' team. Prove that once again. Even though he doesn't have to, it's kind of what makes competition great, right? I want to see more Jalen Hurts with big-ass fucking chains and a Kangol hat backwards looking like a 90s sitcom boyfriend and just everybody going, I don't understand how he wins. And they just totally ignore everything that's happening on the football field because they think Brock Purdy can just roll in there and do the same thing. Fuck you. I love you guys so much. I'm so glad I'm podcasting about the Eagles, and you did that. You did that. I'm so thankful for the Super Bowl run, and I'm so thankful that I really want to talk about this team again. It fires me up to talk to you, and that we can all gather and hang out, and it's just, I don't know. This Super Bowl, I think, has done a lot of things for everybody, just like the last one did. Reinvigorate your passion for loving this team and everything that they've done for us over the last 5 years. Man, it's incredible. Thank you for being a part of this journey. There's more coming, and I can't wait to tell you what I've been working on, specifically when it comes to Bell and the Birdmen, and hopefully by free agency time, there'll be some news on that. So, go Birds. I love this fucking team, and I'll see you very, very soon. Bye, guys.